Hey guys, so I'm going to change things up a little bit this month. Rather than at the end of this month, I'll do a whole complete, what movies and TV shows I watched over this past month video. That's going to be too much. And the reason for that is because this is the only time of the year that I actually watch horror movies. So I try to watch at least one or two a day. So that can add up quickly over the course of a month. So I'm going to be doing one at the end of each week for the month of October. So something cool, new video to look forward to. At least you're guaranteed to see at the end of each month, or each week, I should say. Um, so yeah, let's start off with what I watched over this past week. So the first 7 days of October. The first thing, well, actually, none of these in order. I kind of threw them all together. So, but I'll just go through and talk about each one and my thoughts, and yeah. So the first pilot here. I finally watched the first one of the Wrong Turn films. I do apologize if the audio is going crazy right now. Just gonna move you guys over a little bit so I don't smack it every time I hit it or every time I show a title. So I watched the first Wrong Turn film. There were like 7 or 8 of these movies. Crazy. But anyway, I thought it was pretty good. Let me turn my fan off just in case that has some background noise. Maybe not with the pop filter, but we'll see. Anyway, better safe than sorry. So Wrong Turn, first movie, pretty good. I enjoyed it. I also watched Cave of the Living Dead. Pretty good. I think this was 60s. 1965 film. Um, Basically another like kind of I think this was vampire. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was vampire movie. Really cool. When you watch, I've watched 15 of them this week, so some stuff tends to blend together a little bit because if you watch so much in such a little time, you kind of like try to remember what was what. The Blood Beast of Terror. This was about a giant man-eating moth, so I thought that was kind of cool. Peter Cushing is in it, so hey, can't go wrong with that. So, pretty good movie. This is pretty much the one non-horror title, I guess. It is Tim Burton film, but I actually didn't really care for it, to be honest. I know this is like a really huge cult classic, but I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to keep it in the collection, just put it on the shelf, and because I did buy the really cool collector's edition. Um, but I think right now it was just, not for me, but who knows? Later down the line, maybe I'll like it better later on. So that was Edward Scissorhands. I thought this movie was to be honest. But that's just me. Not every film was for everybody. So for now, I didn't really care for it, but who knows? Later down the line, maybe I'll like it better. So we'll see. I also watched another Tim Burton film, Beetlejuice. I actually watched this for the first time recently, believe it or not. I actually grew up with the cartoon series, but I never actually watched the actual film. And I finally did. And this, I this one I enjoyed very, very heavily. So Michael Keaton, can't go wrong with that. Also, Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis was in it, so definitely cannot complain. Great cast. And from my understanding, it only took like Michael Keaton like 2, 3 weeks to shoot all the scenes for the movie, so not bad. So actually, he doesn't actually have a lot of screen time, but still, great cult classic horror film. Love Michael Keaton, Tim Burton. I also watched the Universal Horror Pictures version of Phantom of the Opera. This is from 1940, it's either 43 or 45, right around there. Great movie. I actually really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, but yeah, I enjoyed it. So now I kind of want to go back and watch all the other ones because I have the 20s version, the silent film, and then I have the I'm not sure if it was the 2000s or the 90s that they did a version of Phantom of the Opera. I think it was the 2000s or something, but I have that one too. But yeah, Claude Rains, good movie, so can't complain. Another Claude Rains movie, I also picked up The Invisible Man. Well, obviously you knew I picked up The Invisible Man. I watched The Invisible Man finally, and I really enjoyed it. I sadly don't have any of its sequels. There's a Universal Collector's Edition DVD and Blu-ray set you can get. I might pick that up because I plan to pick it up as soon as I find it. But I do not have any of the sequels, so I do want to check them out because I heard they're actually not that bad. So, but yeah, I enjoy this movie, especially for 1933. The special effects in this were definitely Um, Knowing there was no CGI, it was all camera effects and all really cool photography, editing, and basically smoke and mirrors type of thing that they were doing back then. I think I watched a little bit of the behind the scenes. I think MGM was the first company they went to do this, but they turned it down because they thought the special effects were just way beyond anything they ever wanted to deal with. So they had Universal Studios take care of it, and yeah, I think it was a good choice because they did a great job. So good movie. I also watched the epic, awesome classic, the Bela Lugosi version of Dracula, 1931. I believe this came out. Yes, 1931. I've seen it 4 or 5 times now in my life. I absolutely enjoy it. I did not. I probably will watch the Spanish version. It is better. The Spanish version is a better film. But I decided not to watch it this first week. I might go back and you might see this pop up again in a couple weeks. It could be next week's movie watching or the next week. But I will go back at some point and rewatch the Spanish version. But I actually saw both of these last year in October on the big screen because Fathom Events was showing it at Cinemark theaters. So I actually saw both on the big screen. So that was cool. So great movies. And then I also watched one of my favorite movies. I'm hoping they'll finally put out a Blu-ray release. I know this probably is on Blu-ray. I think you can only get it in the States through the Vincent Price collection. But I haven't been able to find an individual release. But anyway, I had to watch it, and that it was House on Haunted Hill. I actually did watch the colorized version. I don't know why. For a movie like this, I actually kind of like the colorized a little bit better than the black and white because it's easier to see what's going on in the surroundings. I know it's kind of like sacrilegious for a film like this, especially for black and white films, especially when they weren't originally designed to be shown in color. But for certain movies, I feel like the color version, even though it's not, authentic, sometimes I feel like they're a little bit better than the black and white. But of course, that's not the case for everything, of course. But for a movie like this, I like to see it because I like to see what's going on in the background. It just makes life makes things pop out more, I should say, than just having the black and white as the color. So, but great movie. I also rewatched one of my all-time favorite classics. I have to watch this every year, and I'm surprised I actually got around to watching it so quickly. But I think that's because I've just been dying to check it out again, and that is The Changeling with George C. Scott. Fantastic movie. Still no Blu-ray release. In fact, I think there is a Blu-ray release in Japan. But I think it's like $60 if you want to import it. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. The DVD edition is not bad, but I would like to see a Blu-ray release of this. So, but one of my all-time favorites. And what I like about it is, unlike any other haunted house movie, most people get scared. George C. Scott gets pissed. So I like that. But fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. In fact, you can watch it on YouTube for free. I actually did look on YouTube to see if there was a free version. There is. So in fact, I'll make sure to put a link down in the description for you guys. If you want to check out this movie for free on YouTube, I'll make sure to put a link down for you guys. I also watched the George Lucasified version, aka the 30th anniversary of Night of the Living Dead. This is the original 1968 version. However, in 1998, when they did the 30th anniversary, for some reason they felt for some reason they thought it was necessary to go back, reshoot some new scenes for the movie, and then redo the soundtrack and redo the entire movie through editing to basically make the movie a little bit more faster paced. Completely ruined the movie. Awful. However, I did want to check it out just to say I saw it, and I did, and it's awful, but I'm glad to have it in the collection. I only paid like $3 for the Blu-ray for the DVD set, and apparently for a little while, a lot of people got mad by this edition because this was like the only edition they could find for the longest time, and the two versions that are on this set, because they have the 68 version and the 98 version. However, the 68 version has the new music on it, the complete new soundtrack, and a lot of people didn't care for it. In fact, I like the soundtrack, but I like the original better. It just, when we decided to take out all the original sound music and then put new music in there, it just felt out of place. I mean, I'm not saying it was bad music, but it just wasn't for this movie. I don't know. Anyway, still glad I checked it out. And all-time classic. Just yeah, just don't change it. What's done is done. Don't mess with it. And then finally, I also did check out both of my favorite monster horror movies, I guess, of this generation, and that is Sasquatch and Sasquatch Mountain. Great movies. Really, really cheesy B horror monster films. But these both came out in the early 2000s. Sasquatch came out, I believe, in 2002. Yeah, 2002. And Sasquatch Mountain came out, I think, in 2006. So actually, this is actually its 10th anniversary, which, no, sorry, yeah, 2006. So, surprised there's not a Blu-ray release of this, because this actually could use a Blu-ray release, because sadly the version on here is actually the 4:3 widescreen, so I actually have to stretch the picture a little bit to blow it up all on screen, but whatever. But yeah, Blu-ray release for this would be nice. Be really, really nice. In fact, even both. Even though this one is actually in 16:9 widescreen, I would like to see a Blu-ray release of both, because I definitely would pick them up. And then finally, I also checked out one of the movies in this really cool set that I picked up last year, and this is the Death Scream, Silence is Next, what the hell you call this? My God. Grave marker? Not grave marker, but, what the hell do you call it? Well, anyway, I'll talk about the one movie I watched in the set. Then I'll think of the actual name of what the hell this thing's called. I did watch Blood Tide, which is kind of like a basically rip off of Jaws and King Kong. It starred, oh my God, who the hell was his name? James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones. Yeah, that was his name. What the hell do you call this damn thing? It's gonna bother me. Gravestone. That's not what the hell you call it, but Gravestone. Anyway, really cool tin edition. Yeah, I basically completely jumbled this up because I cannot think of what the hell you call this damn thing. The grave marker, but that's not the word I'm looking for, and not gravestone either. Anyway, great movie, came out in 1982, but basically it's kind of like a ripoff of Jaws and King Kong, because basically it's about this creature in the water that basically acts like Jaws, you know, drags people down, kills them, eats them, and drowns them. However, with the King Kong aspect of it, there's like a ritual thing they do every year where they have to sacrifice some, you know, the pretty girl into the water to basically save the village type of thing. So combination both rip off of Jaws and King Kong. So yeah, really, really cool. But yeah, you might just see this set come up again because I want to watch one movie and there's 5 on here, and some of these I might actually think about checking out. So they all look good. So I won't tell you what they are, but yeah. So the Death Scream Silence set, really cool. Like I said, Blood Tide, good movie. Both Sasquatch Mountain and Sasquatch movies, great movies. Night of the Living Dead, George Lucasified version, as everybody likes to call it, because they completely butchered it. The Changeling, George C. Scott, great movie. House on Haunted Hill, the original. I might check out the remake. I really enjoyed the remake too. With the guy, I can never remember the actor's name, but the guy that played Barbossa in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. He plays the Vincent Price character. Dracula, Bela Lugosi, The Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera, Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, The Blood Beast Terror, Cave of the Living Dead, and The Wrong Turn 3-pack, but I only watched the first one. So yeah, so this is week 1, guys, October 1st through the 7th, And the next video you will see next Sunday, or next Monday, depending on what time I actually get around to uploading it. You'll see the 8th through the, that'd be what, the 17th or whatever. Talking about what movies I watched then. Or is it the 15th? 15th or 16th? Anyway, whatever, 7 days, so... Anyway. I think it's the 8th through the 15th then. My apologies. I can't do math. Anyway, apparently not anyway. So, yeah. Great movie so far. I think that was like 15 movies. That's pretty good. I think last year my record was 28, but that's because I was also in school and doing other things too. No, wait. No, I wasn't. That was the year before. So, I don't know why I didn't watch a lot last year. I think I only watched like... I think it was like 28 last year. I don't know what the deal was, but... So, yeah, look forward to the next part, guys, next week. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And, was there anything, I think, I'll see if any of these other movies, if they're on YouTube or not. I'll put links down below if any of you guys want to check out any of these films. I do know The Changeling is on YouTube, but, yeah, I'm not sure. Bigfoot, I think, might be, Sasquatch might be. One or two might be in there, but, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Until the next, what movies I watched, what horror movies I watched over this past week, I guess we'll call it that. Thanks for watching. See ya. It's a tombstone. That's what the hell I was trying to think of. It's a tombstone set. So that's what I'm trying to think. What the hell do you call this damn thing? Tombstone. Grave marker. You know? But anyway, yeah, that's what I meant. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.